Well, the city attorney's office tells me today the judge's order does not prohibit the city from removing encampments, and they plan to appeal that order. A win for the ACLU of Washington as a judge declares parts of Seattle's current rules for encampment removal unconstitutional. In the lawsuit filed, the ACLU says the city has criminalized living on virtually every parcel of city-owned land, despite a severe lack of shelter availability in Seattle. According to the ACLU, if an encampment is considered an obstruction under the city's rules, city officials are not required to give 72 hours notice for removals or provide outreach and offers of shelter.
The city exempts itself from having to do those things. And so in many, many cases, they have not done those things for people.
A judge agreed parts of the city's obstruction rule are unconstitutional.
It's been applied very broadly. There was a period of 3 years ago when 96% of the city's sweeps were done under the obstruction rule, and it's simply not plausible that all of those were true obstructions or hazards.
It's unclear if anything will be immediately changing with the city's encampment removal policies and procedures. With the mayor's office telling us today, the city's unified care team will continue to offer shelter during encampment removals, document obstructions, and comply with state and federal laws as we advance our efforts to bring more people indoors on a pathway to recovery and ensure public spaces remain open and accessible to all. Other matters in the lawsuit are still to be decided, like if the city unlawfully destroyed personal property in these encampment removals.
This is what they have in the world, and when those things are taken, it is enormously disruptive to them and ends up creating real havoc in people's lives, in lives that are already difficult.
We are also following some breaking news in downtown Seattle right now. That's where someone tried to shoot and smash their way into the Nordstrom flagship store.
The pair ramming the building with a car and then driving off. That store is on the corner of 5th and Pine. KOMO's Lee Stoll spoke to someone who saw it all happen. Lee?
Yeah, good morning. Well, we also talked to the crew now here trying to replace the glass. Let me get out of the way and show you that they've been popping the trim, and they just told me there's actually a film on both sides of the glass. So when they take it out, it's probably still going to come out in one piece. Just unbelievable that it hasn't shattered yet. Now, one person we spoke to earlier this morning, he was a block away when he says he saw two people ram this window, and when it didn't break, they got out and started shooting at it. And you can see there are several bullet holes in the glass. We've asked police for an update. They were here and left at about 5 o'clock this morning. The man we talked to says this happened just before 4 this morning. He's a bit shaken from being so close to so many gunshots. He asked us not to show his face, but he is grateful no one was hurt.
I saw it and I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here. Like, this is not the place to be at the moment. I went from like kind of mild to totally heavy.
Now, last year, Seattle police responded to 13,000 retail theft calls, spending hours equal to 9 officers working a full year. Just yesterday, the city council got an audit report about how to tackle theft rings, and some of the ideas they had was maybe the city should use federal and state crime analysis resources and even do more in-custody, in-jail interviews with these so-called boosters. Those are the people who are stealing on behalf of fencing operations. This is the Chanel boutique in the corner of the flagship Nordstrom store, and you can see they're trying to replace the glass right now, counting at least 7 bullet holes in the glass itself. So we do have calls again into SPD to see if they are looking for anybody right now. If they have an update on the investigation, we'll let you know what we find out. Back to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Preston Phillips from KOMO News. Thanks for checking out the KOMO YouTube channel. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for more news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't miss our YouTube updates.